Oopsie, sorry about that, guys. This is Breaker, and I'm back with another replay that I took from Cast It, and I am happy to introduce to you all Yolteotl from the Remake clan. I'm just gonna call him Yolt. I'll just call him Yolt from now on because the rest of his name is harder to read. And in the lower right-hand corner, spawning is our blue Protoss, and I imagine the uploader. It's dipwood. Now, this is not my first time casting dipwood, but the title of this game actually caught my attention, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and cast this replay. I'm trying to make friends with whoever I can via Cast It, but it seems to be a bit lesser known of a subreddit, if you will. It's a subreddit of a subreddit, if that makes sense. It belongs to Starcraft 2, and yeah. It's just the way that little cookie crumbles. But the map we're on right now is actually one that I kind of got on my downvote list, if that makes sense. Downvote because, of course, I vetoed the map, but that will not 100% guarantee that I do not play on it. At any rate, the reason why is because, of course, as your opponent gets closer and closer to your base, as a Zerg player, it gets harder and harder to defend if you're going with the what's the word I'm looking for? The that Jadong style 5 base Ling Bling Muta style play, but lately I myself have been going at it Sen style, and by Sen style I mean if you guys have seen Sen versus XY, he doesn't waste any money on mutas or anything like that. He just gets a bunch of Lings and Banelings together and just raffle stomps his way through his opponent. Now both players are searching for each other on this map, and some of you might be thinking, oh, this map is so landlocked, it's not good for bioplay, it's not good for drops or anything like that. But that concept is kind of a little bit flawed, in my opinion. There's a lot of geography, a lot of terrain you can actually exploit using drops. Little optical illusion. I mean, I look at the minimap at first glance and I think to myself, well, there's land pretty much everywhere on this map. I mean, there's almost no blind spots. Except for perhaps here, maybe here. Here-ish, yeah. But they make some very good what I guess you could call escape points on this map. Now Yolt did just shut down that probe, kept it from going into the main, and Dipwood is now completely unaware of the fact that his opponent has gas going, and he's also got some kind of proxy play going down here with a close factory. Ooh, this isn't something you see every day, but if I had to take a wild guess at it, I would say that Yolt is actually going to pick this factory up, and he's going to land it right here. Oh, and this isn't something you see every day either. It's a Christmas tree. I guess this was meant to be an Easter egg of some sort. But for the time being, we do have an SCV kind of getting chased around. It did not actually physically scout the base of Dipwood, but of course, I'm pretty sure that by logical deduction, if we just look at the minimap and every other place he's been to, he should know where Dipwood is. The Dipwood's moving out, but the factory has landed in his main, and Widow Mines. There's actually no detection here whatsoever, so you know, Dipwood's got to make some kind of damage happen here at his opponent's natural, but it's oh wait, that's not a lot of Marines, is it? Sorry, there's a mosquito buzzing around my desk. Jeez. I think I got it. There's a stain on my hand. That's usually what mosquitoes make, stains. Anyway, back to the play-by-play. We do see SCVs getting pulled off the line to try and repair that supply depot, and now the Marines are all ganking the mothership core. I don't know if no, that's not good at all. And in fact, what's really bad about this, is that Dipwood targeted it down. It looks like he was busy microing his probes, however. Factory's getting chased down. The probes are trying to deal with it adequately, and this is basically our, our Protoss player being suffocated right now. He's got to face double factories, and the worst part about this is he doesn't have any way to detect what is there right now. Simultaneously, we do see a lot of damage being done by Dipwood. He's actually going to break his way into his opponent's natural. There's only this single barracks here to defend, and that's it. And it looks like Yolt is actually doing some gimmicky play to get himself ahead. And it might have just ultimately backfired on him. It looks like that supply depot is gonna... Oh, it burned down just as the SCVs were about to arrive to it, but the SCVs are more concerned with chasing down the stalkers. 3 of them now microing their way to victory, and it looks like eventually we're gonna see a cannon go down, right? Okay, there we go. And that's going to allow Dipwood to get his economy back up and online. Yolt, however, he's virtually suffocated here. He can make money, but he can't build anything. The SCVs are dying one at a time. The Widow Mine's trying to burrow right next to all these probes. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Dipwood doesn't see it! Dipwood doesn't... Oh my god! The pain that Dipwood is in right now. He's only got enough money for one more probe, and that's it. And there's another Widow Mine that's about to make its way into the main. And it looks like every single SCV has just been murdered so far. And now the Stalkers are going to target down that last Marine, and he's going to be able to gradually target down all of this, but this is something that I think Maximus Black should be casting for when Cheese fails. But ultimately, again, our Protoss with more, I guess you could say, secure income, and all the income that we have coming from Yolt will entirely depend on, say, you know, mules, if he can get them out in the battlefield at all. Now, there we go. Yolt only has 9 supply total, and a good deal of that is actually coming from these Widow Mines that are out on the map, and that's it. And he's, you know, I mean, he'll have some way to get his economy back up and online, but, I mean, mules, that's, I mean, there's not a whole lot that mules can do, really. These 3 Stalkers aren't going to be able to shut down that, not mothership, but, what is it that I'm looking for? My brain is farting right now. The orbital command, they won't be able to shut it down, and he's got to be very careful there. I mean, he doesn't have any detection, so he has virtually no way to target down those Widow Mines, and it looks like these 2 Stalkers are in a lot of trouble. Oh man, but back at home, Dipwood's got some secured income. Geez, let's just look at the workers killed at this point in the game. 19 for both of our players. Dipwood's had a lot more economy than his opponent has had so far. There we go. And Yolt is actually getting it back online using mules. Picked up, moved to the 3rd. However, if you just want to look at the default metagame, I want to say that, you know, Dipwood's somewhat further ahead. I mean, and it looks like, oh man, Hellions, yeah. Those can be game-ending units. It looks like, so far, Dipwood's taking care of all of the proxy mines, and he doesn't know about that one in the... Wow, he doesn't know about that one factory right there. He, to this point, has not scouted it yet. Interesting shape that this game has taken so far. But meanwhile, it looks like Yolt back at home. He's supply blocked. He's just now getting a supply depot up and running somewhere. There we go. And Hellion got chased out. The factory's been spotted now. And nothing but probes being chrono boosted out, while we have 2 Marines and 2 mines making their way across the map. And what's even worse is that Dipwood doesn't, you know, he doesn't have the economy to make any units right now. I mean, he can, but what Yolt wants for his opponent is for him to keep on attacking that factory, keep him blind essentially. And now it's going to come down to this 1 Stalker and this one and only photon cannon. 2 Stalkers now, and it looks like they're gradually gonna be able to peck away at those pylons, but supply, you know, I mean, it's not really a supply blocking issue. It looks like one of them almost got picked off, and oh, just as he clicks it down, you know, it just doesn't quite work out, and it looks like we're gonna have a twisted tango here between Yolt and Dipwood. Another photon cannon going down just as he needs it. He's going to have the economy to support this, but I don't think that cannon's going to be done anytime soon for these Stalkers to deal with that Widow Mine. Zealot warps in right there, as was planned by our very, very clever blue Protoss. I was just looking at those 2 Widow Mines, and I was thinking to myself, oh my god, how is Dipwood going to claw his way out of this one? And looks like the answer is he might not. Another Widow Mine comes into play. Of course, they have to burrow slowly. And a starport with a medevac coming down. That's actually something I didn't see in production for a minute. But overall, our Terran's getting back up there with income. It's just not quite remarkable, I guess you could say. stalker, not the stalker, but the zealot catches that. Oh boy, and looks like Dipwood's not entirely aware of just where his opponents, what's the word I'm looking for? Where his opponents' Widow Mines are. He's actually standing right next to a couple of them, but I don't think he cares too much about it. Defensive cannons going down, and it's actually going to help to keep his army alive just a little bit longer. But these Marines don't have stim. They haven't added to this stage of the game, and that's actually not the way to use your stalkers, guys. I think Dipwood genuinely, legitimately forgot about it. Now, the Marines are going to come back into play, yes, but there's only so much they can do without stim versus stalkers. They have to chase them down to basically cornering them in order for anything to continue from here on out. But we've got 3 cannons and 2 stalkers versus all of this. Worker count, oh man, this is where I think Yolteotl made a mistake. He's actually going all in here, and he doesn't have stim, so there's no way he can really chase down these stalkers securely, and he can't burrow that Widow Mine anywhere near these near those cannons, near those Nexi, whatever have you. And now, a little bit too late, he's actually resuming with the SCV production, using elevator tricks to get everything up there. And oh, but this is something you don't see every day. Okay, he's like, yeah, I guess you want me to keep my factory here, so I'm gonna just slap a tech lab on it, and with that we'll see a tank come into the mix. And Dipwood's like, okay, you can do that, but I can make immortals. And he's getting his Stargate back up. Not Stargate, but Gateway, and he's gonna get, with that, his production back up even further. But it looks like that tank production is gonna have to wait for a while. I have actually forgotten what the price of a tank is, or what the actual price of a tank is, but it looks like Dipwood, now firmly aware of just where his opponent's main base is not, so what we could see is a counter warp in over here. And speaking of counters, drops going down, and Dipwood's like, hey, that's not funny, that doesn't tickle, those are my probes. Speaking of probes, he has now found the main base of his opponent, which was essentially scrap at one point. But the medevac, if it can get it shot down, it's still got 2 Marines, and those are so precious. And now I don't think we're gonna see our Terran in this game for too much longer. Widow Mine's gonna be dealt with adequately. And now we have a single Zealot going over. Oh, and this could not have been worse timing. We have a Marauder on the way, and it's rallied out to hit that Zealot, but the Zealot's going to have so much time to do damage in this mineral line. The SCVs are getting pulled off the line, and now we have that suffocating feeling going back to Yolt's economy. Mule's going to break down. I'm not sure if it has any cash in hand or not, but that's going to make things so much worse. Now Dipwood's coming back around with another couple of Zealots. He's like, okay, you killed one of my Zealots. I got 2 more to replace him. For every one of us that falls, 2 more shall rise to take his place. Concussive shells coming into the mix, but 1 Marauder versus 2 Zealots. I think that's some math that just can't be beat. This is going to come down to micro, essentially, to save all these SCVs. As we do have the 1 Marine arriving here, just a teeny bit late-ish. Yeah, and they get shut down, but ultimately I don't know. I think we see Yolt on essentially limited time. Just look at this. Army supply, compare it. Hard counters and everything, that's still not enough, and Yolt just realizes the vanity of his situation and throws out the GG. Dipwood, you amaze me again. Interesting game. This is Breaker. I'll see you guys next time.